Now, here's Chief Meteorologist Lee Haywood with your Storm Track 3 forecast.
And a good Wednesday evening to you. After last night's snowstorm, we've had to return to quiet weather today in the Cape Fear with sunshine returning to the region. Tonight it is brutally cold out there. Communities are in the teens. Some areas are single digits right now. Skies are mostly cloudy. We're 9 degrees for the current temperature up in Kenansville, teens Elizabethtown and Whiteville, and 22 currently in Wilmington. But the wind chills right now are in the low teens, and for the rest of the night we'll drop to 14 degrees in Wilmington, but there will be some single digits further inland. We'll talk about a slightly milder pattern as we get into the weekend coming up. Your news at 11 starts right now.
You're watching WWAY News at 11.
Hazardous road conditions tonight on WWAY News at 11. State transportation officials urging drivers to stay put as they continue clearing roads following a rare winter storm. Plus, it's bitterly cold outside. What you can do to prevent cold air from damaging your pipes. And a rare beach day in the Cape Fear where people traded in swimsuits for heavy jackets, mittens, and gloves. Thanks for joining us tonight for your news at 11. I'm Jeff Rivenbark. Many roads across the Cape Fear are covered with snow and ice, and with temps dropping into the single digits in some places, it's even more dangerous than it was today or last night. And Wilmington police have closed one of the city's busiest thoroughfares. Martin Luther King Jr. Parkway is closed until further notice between Carr Avenue and 3rd and Davis Street. It's not clear when they plan to reopen the parkway. Driving when temperatures are below freezing and covered in ice is dangerous, and that was a message state DOT workers re-emphasized today. Officials stress that people should stay off the roads if they can. Today, workers distributed more than 1,400 tons of salt in the form of brine on area roads. The DOT has deployed 45 snowplows and 14 graders locally, with crews working around the clock. Division Maintenance Engineer Battle Whitley says clearing major roadways is the department's first priority.
Take some time to enjoy this unique event. Let us do our job and try to get the roads open as quickly, cleared as quickly as possible.
And if you do have to return to work tomorrow morning, here's what you may encounter. This was Highway 17 in Leland near Brunswick Forest. Some areas of the pavement are visible, but in other areas, clumps of snow and ice are still covering the road, and it's just going to harden and turn to black ice tonight. So drive slow and use caution if you have to get out tomorrow. It's also a good idea to take steps to prevent pipes from freezing to avoid costly repairs. Dwayne Kincard is the owner of Benjamin Franklin Plumbing in Wilmington. Recently, his company has seen a sharp increase in calls related to frozen or burst pipes. When water freezes, it expands, which can cause pipes in your home to burst and leak water. It's important to remember the 3 P's of cold weather: prevent, prepare, and plan.
Let's go ahead and start dripping our hot and cold on our faucets in our home. Let's open our cabinet doors to let some warm air introduce to these pipes. And let's just have a plan in place. If we do have a bursted pipe, how do we shut our water off?
It's also important to know your pipes and shutoff valves locations. It can usually be found in the ground outside your house, but in some cases, they may be located inside your home. If you are planning to spend time outdoors with your pet, it's important to be aware of your pet's tolerance for the cold weather. While some dog breeds are able to handle and enjoy being outside in frigid conditions, many breeds can't stay outside for long, like Chihuahuas and Greyhounds. It's best to limit their time outside or take them on shorter than usual walks. Christina Whitley is a critical care specialist at Eastern Carolina Vet Referral. If you are taking your pets outside tomorrow, she adds, it's important to make sure to clean off your pet's paws when they come in.
They have they're just prolonged exposure to the cold, so their little paw pads are pretty sensitive. Sometimes too, they can with the salt or the chemicals that are on the ground, we just need to make sure we keep their little paws clean because they'll lick that and might get sick from that as well.
Whitley says dogs and other small animals can get frostbite once the temperatures falls below 32 degrees. So if it's too cold for you outside with clothes and shoes on, it's probably too cold for a pet who may not have all those layers of protection and warmth. And we're asking tonight, do you treat your pets differently in very cold weather? 5% of you say you don't let them outside. 65% say you make your pets wear clothing outside. 15% say you do both of those things, and 15% say neither. Thanks to everyone who's voted so far. If you'd like to vote, just scan the QR code on the top of your screen or head to our website. Due to the lingering hazardous road conditions in both our coastal and inland communities of the Cape Fear, we have more closings and delays again tomorrow. New Hanover County schools will be closed tomorrow. UNCW classes are also canceled tomorrow. Bladen, Brunswick, Columbus, and Pender County schools will have classes online tomorrow. There are also a number of government offices and businesses that will be closed or opening late tomorrow. For more details, head to wwaytv3.com. And due to the inclement weather, the 2025 WWAY Health Fair has been rescheduled. We were originally supposed to hold it tomorrow at Independence Mall in Wilmington. Due to the snow and ice making things difficult for people to drive and get outside to walk, the event will now take place on Tuesday, February 4th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The New Hanover County Sheriff's Office is revealing some of the results of a months-long narcotics investigation. Vice and narcotics detectives arrested Pedro Duran Quintero on January 3rd and Alexander Heman Larner a few days later. During the investigation, detectives seized more than 300 fentanyl pills with an estimated street value of $4,500. Detectives also seized cocaine, marijuana, and 2 guns. Quintero is being held under a $1.3 million bond, and Heman Larner initially received a $500,000 secured bond but has since posted the bond. We've got their full list of charges on our website. In news from around the state, the day after a Raleigh officer was critically wounded after being shot when responding to a 911 call in Raleigh, police were back on the scene this afternoon. They focused on a vehicle parked about a block away from last night's shootout. Raleigh police executed a search warrant on the suspect's vehicle and found suspicious items. Yesterday around 5:30, Raleigh police were first called to a home in the Renaissance Park community for reported residential burglary in progress. When they arrived, they heard shots fired from inside the home, leading them to call for assistance. Authorities have not shared details on what led up to the shooting, but one officer was shot and taken to a hospital where he underwent surgery. Governor Josh Stein says President Donald Trump plans to visit North Carolina on Friday. Stein says it is good news for the people of Western North Carolina that this issue is front of mind for the administration. The visit to the state will likely be Trump's first trip since taking office for his second term. Trump will likely tour areas of the North Carolina mountains that were devastated by flooding from Hurricane Helene. Stein isn't sure what his personal schedule is for Friday, but he hopes to see Trump at some point. In Washington today, the U.S. House passed the Laken-Riley Act.
On this vote, the yeas are 263 and the nays are 156. The bill passed. And without objection, the motion to reconsider laid on the table.
It is a first legislative win in President Donald Trump's return to the White House. The measure requires the Department of Homeland Security to detain undocumented migrants who are charged with certain crimes, including theft and burglary. The bill passed the Senate earlier this week, so it now heads to the president's desk to be signed into law. On the other side of the Capitol, North Carolina's 2 Republican senators have introduced a bill that could leave sanctuary cities and states open to lawsuits. Senators Tom Tillis and Ted Budd say the Justice for Victims of Sanctuary Cities Act allows any individual, spouse, parent, or child who is a victim of a felony to bring legal action against a state or political subdivision of a state if they didn't honor a lawful immigration detainer request by the Department of Homeland Security. The bill would also require a state or political subdivision to waive immunity as a condition of receiving certain federal grants. Ahead on WWAY News at 11, we'll show you some of the pictures you sent us showing how you celebrated this rare snow day. And we'll have reaction from people about a unique beach day in New Hanover County.
We're going to wake up to bitterly cold temperatures in the morning. Most areas in the teens. There could be some single digits in terms of the temperatures well inland. And it's not going to be a very warm day tomorrow. Still relatively cold, mid-30s on the coast with mostly cloudy skies. But there is a longer-term warming trend, and we'll talk about when it arrives coming up.
Now, here's Chief Meteorologist Lee Haywood with your Storm Track 3 forecast.
Well, after last night's winter storm, we did get a little sunshine today, but we never got above the freezing mark. We started the morning at 22 degrees, and we only got to 31 officially at the Wilmington International Airport. And let's start with 3-degree guarantee tonight. The nonprofit for the month of January, the New Hanover Humane Society. Our forecast today was 34. We got to 31, so that adds $20 more in. We have $260 in for them. And tomorrow's forecast, at least we get above the freezing mark. But folks, it is going to be a rather cold day. Only 36 degrees, and mostly cloudy skies across the area. I want to address these roads. Take a look at this. This is east of the Cape Fear Memorial Bridge in Wilmington, South 3rd and Dawson Street. Look how much ice is still on the roads tonight. So if you can avoid driving tonight, if you can avoid driving in the morning, do so, because I don't think we're going to see temperatures above the freezing mark until we get midday into tomorrow afternoon. So it's a slow go for a lot of folks tomorrow. This is another look. This is west of the Cape Fear Memorial Bridge, 74, 76. Here, and again, you can kind of see that ice on the roads, so it is a very cold night ahead for sure. 22 degrees right now. Skies are cloudy in Wilmington. Look at the wind chill. 14 degrees hot feels out there right now. Dew point is 11. Winds north-northeast at around 6 miles per hour. We could be heading for the coldest night in about 7 years. The last time we saw numbers as low as tonight, which the forecast is for 14 tonight in Wilmington, was way back in 2018, which, by the way, that was the last time that we had some fairly heavy snow in the area. The temperatures dropped 11, 12, and 14 degrees in a stretch in January back then. So we could almost say the coldest night in years for the area. Partly cloudy skies. Let's call it brutally cold overnight. We will have single digits out there. 7 tonight, Elizabethtown, 11 in Burgaw. Kenansville already in the single digits, and they'll be heading down probably to about 5 degrees later tonight. 14 Wilmington, 16 in Southport. Scattered to broken clouds out there tonight. That may help a little bit from things going out of control, so to speak, with the temperatures. But 7 White Lake, 10 Lake Waccamaw, 14 in Calabash. Wind chills will drop into the single digits for the bulk of the night. You can see 6, 7, then 9, 8 o'clock, still wind chill of 10 degrees as the temperature is 26 at that point. Let's talk about the cold weather for the next several nights. 14 tonight, 22 tomorrow night. Then we have 20 and 24 as we get into Saturday and Sunday mornings. But as you can see, at least the overnight lows beginning to moderate a little bit. And by the way, at that point, daytime highs will be in the 50s, so there are some improvements ahead. But certainly no improvements here. Wind chills in the teens in all areas. This is brutal. 4 degrees, the wind chill up in Onslow County in Jacksonville right now. Arctic high pressure dominates the southeast. There's some higher clouds down on the Gulf Coast. We're seeing some lower clouds here locally. A quick check of tomorrow's forecast. So we have mostly cloudy skies. The morning will be below freezing as we head into the afternoon, at least getting above freezing for a few hours. 34 Elizabethtown, 35 Leland. I think upper 30s on the coastline. Thankfully, we don't have any sort of precipitation issues for the next few days. Matter of fact, we are dry for late week and into the weekend. Just a temperature forecast for us. So we do get above freezing tomorrow for the first time since Tuesday afternoon. How about that? Yeah, it's just been a really cold stretch for us. Friday is 43 and partly cloudy. Lots of sunshine this weekend. We're thankful for that. 44 Saturday, 52 Sunday. Very cold at night, though. We'll be well down into the 20s.
I want to revisit a word you said earlier. Brutal. It is brutal out there tonight.
It is brutal out there tonight. I mean, you saw that wind chill in Jacksonville, 4 degrees. We're single digits in Kenansville, and we're also teens with wind chills in Wilmington.
Wow. Well, it was a snow day for many, from sledding to snowball fights. Lots of you found pretty creative ways to enjoy the winter wonderland you awoke to this morning.
That is right, Jeff. Our very own Keelan Berrien joins us now live in the studio. He's been sorting through all the great photos and videos that you've sent us today. Keelan, what do you have for us?
Well, guys, first we want to thank our viewers for their photo submissions on how their snow day went, and we want to share them with everyone, right? But it was great to see you're never too old to go outside and have some kid-friendly fun. I saw some youngsters and even folks my age outside hitting the slopes or pelting others with snowballs. Well, this is a sight you don't see often. Happy snow day, guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's so fun.
Yeah, no rules. It's a snow day.
Snow in the Cape Fear? A place normally known for its beaches and golf courses is now a snow-covered utopia? All right, guys, let's do this. For some, this glittering snowscape is a headache. However, others found joy in Wilmington's frozen playground. John Lozada and Elena Tapia can tell it best.
It never snows in Wilmington.
Yeah.
And as soon as the snow started coming down, we went outside and we walked all over Front Street.
Well, if there's still snow tomorrow, our friend is gonna bring his grandma and we're gonna come sledding again.
Oh, I have to see that. Even outside of 3rd and Campbell Streets, where John and Elena were conquering the hills, others found different ways to enjoy the temporary snow resort. Laura sent in her cheesing pooch named Puck. The snow in his fur makes this handsome fella look like a friendly snow beast. And oh look, we have our wonderful Jeff Rivenbark enjoying the outdoors with this cutie Daisy. Looks like they added a +1 to the family, Sheila the Snow Woman. We're still working on the name. Playing hard or hardly playing? Denise Edmond, I guess this is one way you can sled without any slopes. Let's see what the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office is doing. I think that may be considered a wipeout. Oh, look everyone, it's Snowmeo. This was done by Laurie McMagnus. Uh-oh, we're getting a little groovy here. All right, that's enough. This dancing T-Rex is Parks T-Rex. He's with the town of Burgos Park and Recreation's mascot. Okay, last one. Look at our Jessica Kiesling enjoying the slopes with her babies. Jessica, we're going to have to find you a bigger hill next time. It was a great day of fun, laughter, and most importantly, family time. Hopefully we can see this again.
Wow, so much I love about this. I love the T-Rex. I love seeing Jessica sledding with her family. And, well, if they get Granny out there, you got to cover that tomorrow.
I have to see that for myself. Honestly, Jeff, I want to see you out there on the hills tomorrow.
I would probably break a few bones. Yes. I'll skip that. All right, good job, Jeff.
Thank you.
Lots of fun. Lots of people went to Wrightsville Beach today to enjoy a very rare mix in our area, surf, sand, and snow. Hundreds of people enjoyed a special beach day by trading in their bathing suits for a jacket, pants, and snowshoes. Some people even walked their dogs while others threw snowballs at each other. One group of friends even went sledding using boogie boards and inflatable rafts as their sleds. In New Hanover County, snow accumulations range from more than 2 inches in the Silver Lake area to 4.5 inches in the Ogden area. Snow also fell in other areas of the Cape Fear last night and into this morning. And this is video from Bladen Borough. Some areas of Bladen County received between 3 to 5 inches of snow. The National Weather Service reported nearly 4 inches at White Lake. Road conditions were poor throughout the county this morning, and with what melted today, it's likely just going to turn to ice overnight. And this is what it looked like in Whiteville this morning. Snow accumulations in Columbus County range from 4 to 6 inches. In rural areas, be careful driving. If you must go out on the roads tomorrow morning, they are very slick in places due to the compacted snow and ice. And areas of the highway that were shaded by trees today could pose even more dangers overnight and tomorrow. Coming up on your News at 11, we'll have the very latest on a school shooting that happened in Tennessee today. Plus what we know about the newest California wildfire that erupted in LA County. One student is dead and another wounded after a 17-year-old student opened fire with a pistol earlier today at Antioch High School in Nashville, Tennessee. Police say the shooter took his own life. Janet Shamlian has the latest.
Panic and the sound of gunshots inside the cafeteria of Nashville's Antioch High School just after 11 this morning.
The shooter was 17 years old. He entered into the cafeteria firing multiple rounds.
Nashville Police Chief John Drake says Solomon Henderson shot 16-year-old Jocelyn Correa Escalante, killing her. A male student was grazed by a bullet before Henderson killed himself. This is the frenzied aftermath outside school. A first responder performing CPR as a victim is loaded into an ambulance. Security officers were on duty at the time.
By the time the SROs got down there, the shooting had stopped and the shooter had shot himself.
Ahmad Salah was in the cafeteria.
It was a lot of screaming, a lot of tears. People were screaming on their faces. They were scared to die.
The incident comes almost 2 years after the shooting at Nashville's Covenant School, when an armed former student stormed the building, killing 6.
It is impossibly difficult to be here once again dealing with the devastation of gun violence in one of our school communities.
That was Janet Shamlian reporting. The school will be closed for the remainder of the week. A new wildfire has broken out in the northern part of Los Angeles County and has spread more than 9,000 acres, dubbed the Hughes Fire. The blaze started today just before 11 a.m. Pacific time. Thousands of residents are under mandatory evacuation orders tonight. The fire forced officials to close part of Interstate 5, a major freeway in the Los Angeles area. This marks the first significant wildfire outbreak since the deadly fires that started burning in LA earlier this month. Sports is next on WWAY News at 11. A string of burglaries targeting famous athletes' homes have left people with more questions than answers. Why justice may be served soon.
WWAY Sports brought to you by Hughes Brothers Tire and Auto.
NFL star Joe Burrow may soon be getting some of his belongings back. A grand jury in Ohio indicted 4 men in a series of thefts targeting multi-million-dollar homes across the U.S. On January 10th, police in Clark County, Ohio, apprehended 4 Chileans during a traffic stop. According to police affidavits, all were identified as being in the country illegally. Inside their vehicle, officers say they found 2 devices used to break glass, along with an old LSU shirt and Bengals hat alleged to have been stolen on December 9th. That's the same day the Bengals quarterback's home was broken into, although court documents did not directly name him. Burrow is also an LSU alum. After the crime, he spoke about the incident.
I feel like my privacy has been violated in more ways than one. We live a public life, and one of my least favorite parts of that is the lack of privacy.
Kansas City Chiefs star Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce have also been targeted, as well as NBA players Mike Conley Jr., Luka Doncic, Bobby Portis, and the NHL's Tyler Seguin. It's not known if those incidents are related to the Burrow case. Hours before the Eagles advanced to the NFC Championship game on Sunday, Philadelphia Mayor Sherelle Parker committed a cardinal sin in the city. She botched an Eagles chant. Take a look.
Well, listen, we've got to do this. Let me hear you all say, E-L-G-S-E-S, Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
Okay, maybe it's not that serious, but Parker did flub the Eagles chant by misspelling Eagles. This happened before the Birds' 28-22 win over the Los Angeles Rams. The clip of Parker's blooper has since gone viral. And for our sports poll question tonight, in lieu of the winter weather, we're asking, what is your favorite winter sport? Right now, 16% of you say skating, 16% say snowboarding, 16% sledding, 16% tubing, and 36% say other winter sports. If you'd like to vote, just scan the QR code on the top of your screen or head to our website. It's been a winter wonderland in the Cape Fear today, but everything that melted today is turning to ice tonight. Up next, Lee tells us how long temps could get.
Overnight could lead to the coldest temperatures we've seen in years, from single digits to as low as 7 degrees in Kenansville and Elizabethtown, 14 the low temperature tonight in Wilmington. So tomorrow we're going to talk about mostly cloudy skies. Wet weather is not in your forecast. That's a good thing, because we're only going to get into the mid to upper 30s, but at least we're above freezing. We didn't even get there today, so we will see a little bit of a milder trend in that 7-day forecast. We're 40s Friday, Saturday, 50s Sunday, and look at that, Jeff, flirting with 60 by the time we get into next Wednesday. So at least we're heading in the right direction, but it is going to be a really, really cold night ahead.
Cold night and another cold day tomorrow. If you can stay home tomorrow, do so. Take a walk.
Those roads are going to be icy in the morning.
All right. Well, we're going to leave you tonight with more pictures you sent us today of how you enjoy this rare snow day here in the Cape Fear. We'd like to see pictures from more of you, so just go to our website and be sure to upload them. Have a great night. Stay safe and stay warm.